Hey, everybody. You are watching and listening.
Yes.
Stuffing to...
Stuffing.
You're stuffing. It's almost Thanksgiving. By the time I edit this, it'll be Thanksgiving.
We're stuffing down here.
We're stuffing down here. We're dying down here. A podcast about stand-up comedy. Yeah.
Yep, that's it, man.
Roll it.
Wow, we didn't even give it. We got to redo that.
Okay.
You didn't even give an intro of who's on the episode, or you just went to roll it. You panicked.
I'm out of practice. Roll it. Just credits. All right. Hey, everybody. My name is JP Leonard.
I'm Tyler Arceneaux.
And you are watching, listening,
Stuffing
for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
We're dying down here. It's a podcast about us being stuck in Louisiana doing comedy. We're rolling on episode 20.
This is 20.
This is 20. We made it 20 episodes.
We're 20 years old.
20 times like
no.
Hour and a half, 2 hours. This is a lot of content that we've done. That's just
more
the stuff we
I've
put out.
I've never committed to anything this long in my life.
Yeah, exactly. And,
who we got?
Yeah, who we got?
I don't know. You tell us. Call in. Tell us who we got.
No, we have the wonderful Mia Jackson on this episode.
Very fun.
Let's roll it. And we are back. Before you do anything, first of all, how you like that new intro?
Yeah,
pretty
baller.
tight.
Yeah,
I put us in TVs, old school TVs. They're cheap. You can buy them these days.
I don't know if it's because I'm old and out of touch, but I thought it was really cool.
Yeah,
like, you know,
I was like, oh, that's retro.
Yeah.
That's cool. If on YouTube, go to YouTube, subscribe Lafayette Comedy. Turn off notifications if you want.
Yeah,
but
leave a comment.
Yeah, leave a comment.
That helps.
Call Tyler dumb. Call me fat.
That's the word.
Fat and dumb.
Don't use any other words.
Tyler, it's been a while. Our last episode came out October 13th. We're like a month out.
Almost,
Look, we tried to get in here. Every time we tried it, we came 2 times. There was private events over here. We couldn't get into even.
It had never happened before.
Never.
We were lucky enough to where every time we needed to just walk in here, we could. And 2 times in a row, we couldn't. And
the only night we were going to do it election night, and that freaking piece of crap Clay Higgins had his re-election party in here. If you're watching this, Clay, pay your back child support, you scum. All right, sorry.
Yeah, boo. Did he win?
Yeah, of course he did. He's racist and lives in Louisiana. Of course he's going to win.
Shout out.
Shout out racist.
Nah.
God, I hope that dude goes somewhere. Anyway,
where you want him to go?
Right. I know. It was Alabama.
All right. Go to Alabama, Clay.
With a banjo up your butt.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Sorry. And we lost the caller. No. Man, it's been a long time since we met. The last episode came out in October, but we've been partying on the road, buddy.
Yeah, well, we did that show at Gator Cove for outside for the first time.
Yeah, that was shout out Mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes get a big shout out now.
Big shout out. Shout out off.
I can still taste the deep woods.
Man, and those little bastards, even though it was chilly, they came out, but it was a fun show.
Yeah.
That was cool. We're going to do the next one's December 7th, so we'll probably be outside unless it gets too cold, then we'll move inside. But they got the fire pit out there, so that's even better. You know?
Right, nice.
Yeah. So we were, last month we were in Houston. We went to see. We had a night. A gaggle of laughter. We got to go see Dan Soder.
And we met him.
Improv. Yeah, we did because our buddy Matt Ross was hosting. Shout out from Matt Ross from Austin, and Mike Racine from New York, past Lafayette Comedy guest, featured, and then we went hang out and meet old Dan Soder, which were both like giggly girls.
Mike was the coolest.
Yeah.
He like introduced us to Dan, and Dan knew. He just knew we were comics. He could tell.
He was like,
you guys in town for spots? And we were like, kind of, but also here to see you, sir.
Yeah. I just come here for overpriced chicken wings. And,
they were pretty good, though.
And then after that, we went hang out with another buddy. A good old pass. Hang on, adjust my underwear. I don't want you to see that. Lafayette Comedy guest. Jeffrey Dye.
Yeah, Jeffrey Dye. Dialson.
Yeah.
Killer, bro.
He was at the Riot. So
He did an hour and a half.
Yeah, that dude went too long. He cut into our show, which was fun.
Yeah, we were like, Jeff.
Yeah, that was killer. And then we did the late night show at the Riot, and then we went to the secret group, did the Dirty show, and then I think we came back. Right? I think that's what we did. Yeah, we came back, and then let's see what else we had. In that time, we had the golden ticket winners, Heath Cords, Rick Diaz, and Enrique Chacon.
Heath Cortez, Rick Diaz.
I think he says
and
Cords.
Enrique
He
Chacon.
says Cords.
Does he?
Yeah, he says Cords.
All right, fair enough. I'll eat Enrique Crow on that one.
That's a big crow.
Enrique Crow.
That's a voodoo. What a killer show. Nicest dudes in the world. We were packed in here. That was so good. Such a good show.
I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, it was really good. Then I had to go that Sunday, take my kid to see Korn. I'm a good dad. Yeah, man. We seen Slipknot. We seen Korn. We were just making our way through all the yacht rock. I mean, not yacht rock, all the butt rocks. And then we had our old buddy Mike Eaton.
Oh, that was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah,
light show, but
he
it was
performed
fun.
for 9 people and some comedians.
Next night we had Wait What, which was a blast. That was really good. And then the next night we had Stone versus Drunk versus Sober. The slowest shows we had, it was a lot going on. It was right before Halloween. There was all kind of stuff. Just, it was just a lot of stuff, but we made it through. I'm just trying to see what else. Then we did Stone versus Drunk versus Sober at the Rally Cap in Baton Rouge. And then I took it the next night to Mandeville with old Josh Watts. And you got
That's a lot of Stone Drunk Sober, bro.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was a lot.
Awesome.
And we did that at this place called the Dungeon at the Covington Country Club, which is like
turn out for that.
It was really, that room was packed, and it's a cool room. It's almost perfect for comedy. Low ceilings, dark, and everything. It's just got a weird setup and everything. But yeah, that was fun. We had a good show, and then after that, let's talk about this past Saturday.
Oh, Michael's.
We got to do Between Two Poles.
Incredible.
At Michael's Men's Club.
What an experience.
So we were up against UL Homecoming. We were up against
how we did it.
LSU Alabama game, which every comment on there was like, can't go LSU Alabama. Guess what? LSU lost, so sorry. But
they lost bad too, by the way. I gotta look at that score.
But you know what wasn't bad? The amount of people we had at Michael's. It was a barn burner.
Yeah,
that was
fun.
Great. On a strip club,
Crazy.
you got to do your Michael's strip club bit.
Yeah. Which I'm pretty much thinking about retiring from comedy now that I've done that.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know what else there is to do. I mean, I guess Madison Square Garden could still be on the list.
I'll send some texts and see what happens. See if they follow me on Instagram.
Yeah.
So that was crazy. And then after they gave us the VIP treatment, put us up in the VIP, what you call it, the bottle service table, whatever.
Fuck yeah.
We didn't get bottles. We got food.
It's like this VIP is slightly elevated tables that you have to walk up a couple steps to get to.
2 things happened in my life this week, all right, that has never happened involving food, which is hard to believe. 1, I tried cottage cheese for the first time.
Very first time?
Very first time. I've never... Tyler's yawning here. Yeah, it's cottage cheese. I've never tried cottage cheese before in my life. I always hated the look, the texture, just everything about it. The name cottage cheese, I like cheese, not from a cottage. It just was weird.
Cheese in houses, huh?
Or bungalow cheese. I'm good with apartment cheese. But I've been, my stupid TikTok things and all these recipes, and it's like, hey, you want to make like low-calorie bread or stuff like that. I was like, you know what? I was like, Andrea, I'm trying cottage cheese. She loves cottage cheese. Bought a big vat from Costco, and I took one bite, and I was like, my wife's like, yeah, it's just like runny ricotta. And I was like, yeah, it's great. So that, and then my second food thing is I ate for the first time at a strip club. And let me tell you, yeah, I don't go to strip clubs to eat. I know people that go to Red's for lunch. They don't go work out. They just go eat at Red's.
What?
I know people go to Michael's just to eat. There's no girls there. Holy crap. I got the chicken a la Michael. I had a Caesar salad. You ever eat a Caesar salad while there's boobies in front of you?
No.
Very hard, the salad.
No, but that is a very JP thing to do.
Yeah, it was. I'm just flexing.
We're at the strip club, and you're like, I'll have the Caesar.
What was this? It was either that or a side salad. And then I had the chicken with like some sauce on it, some rice, and mixed vegetables. Holy crap, I had the greatest time. Greatest night of my life.
I didn't eat anything. I did enjoy myself, though.
You didn't have the clam chowder?
I did not.
All right.
Shout out to me.
Shout out clam chowder.
Shout out clam chowder. I did get an applause break during that joke, which is all I could ever hope for.
Yeah, that's
out of
what
comedy.
yeah.
Like, I mean,
Yeah, it's like me doing Man, It's a Hot One in front of Rob Thomas. You know?
yeah,
like, hey,
I'm
come
sure
on.
he'd appreciate that.
Yeah, so we'll give you back there. I think we're looking at January and then February, looking to bring in our first national headliner, a little touring thing, which is
To Michael's?
to Michael's.
What? Already? What is happening? What is this life we're living?
Look, dude, I can run a weekly show there now.
What
It's
a crazy
life,
thing.
I don't know what's going on with life, but it's pretty fun right now.
This is incredible.
What else? Anything else we missed?
I had Neil. Neil came to town for a
yeah.
few days. It was incredible. We missed our chance to get him on the podcast.
I know, because
I was hoping he would be our first return guest, but we couldn't make it work. Neil was here for 3 days, hung out the first day. Then we did. He headlined my open mic the second day, which was jam-packed full of people.
Nice.
He completely
election
murdered.
night of all nights.
It was great. You know, a lot of people just didn't want to be anywhere around. They wanted to go laugh, you know, and we brought it, man. It was a great night. Neil completely crushed his headlining set. All the comedians did great. Very fun. Then the next night was debauched over at Cite. I did not see that.
Yeah.
And y'all also had
We
Adopted Dog that night,
we had
too.
Adopted Dog that night, which was another great show. I mean, we had probably our second strongest crowd. You know, it was good, and we had Vincent Zambon in town. Yeah, it was cool. We had a good little lineup there.
Yeah, it's a fun. Yeah, that's a fun venue. It's outside too.
Yeah. No mosquitoes.
No
We did
mosquitoes
good.
there.
Yeah.
They got concrete.
They got the concrete. So yeah,
Got the concretes, bruh. What a crazy life we live, man.
it is. Let's get into this episode. So I've been knowing Mia for a while. Well, I knew of her, and we did a festival back in. I saw this came up in my memories. 2015.
2015.
2015.
You were just a baby.
Just a baby.
What were you
boy.
doing on a festival?
I have no idea. I think it was
Nobody
because
knew.
I had booked. We had like killed it out the park with that Tom Segura show that February, and that dude reached out to me, and I was like, okay. Flew myself to Knoxville, Tennessee.
Were you industry?
No, I was
okay.
performing, and
awesome.
Shane Moss was on there. He was still on his. Remember we talked about it with
Friend
his
of the podcast.
Yeah, he was on his
Cane.
his
Shane on a cane.
Shane on a cane. You had Jackie Cation and you had Mia
Wow.
Jackson, and
Wow.
it was crazy. But
Jackie
man,
Cation and Mia Jackson. It's not the same name, but
it is not. They're different people too.
It's kind of similar in ways. I'm not like smart enough to
Jackie
make a
Cation,
joke
Mia
or
Jackson.
figure it out, but
They all have J's. They have
there's
J's.
something there.
Anyway, we're dying out here.
It's tough, man.
But we got to witness a amazing show. Let's get into it. Mia Jackson.
Mia Jackson.
And we are here with our guest this evening, Mia Jackson.
Hell yeah. What a great show.
Mia Stu Jackson. Sorry, I don't want to give away some of your bits there.
What a strong show.
What a phenomenal show. All right, I'm going to nerd out real quick, and then we'll get to the other stuff. So me and Tyler have this thing. We've watched so many shows here. We had this with our friend Ariel Elias out of New York. She's from New Orleans. One of the first people I met doing comedy.
Yeah, we met her.
She was from,
We all-
she's from New
yeah.
Orleans. Oh.
And so we've
was, like,
had her here a couple
early.
times. But I had booked a little run. We got her to do the Manship, and then we did her over here, and we were watching her at the Manship, and Tyler looks over, and he goes, "This special's done." And so after we finished the show tonight, I went to Tyler.
It was
like,
the same thing.
Same thing. Like this is I don't know what your plans, but like this is a
Yeah, this
special.
is this hour's ready. This hour's
Yeah.
ready for people to see.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
so
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah, so
Thank you so much.
There was no low points. Every joke was great. Everything. It felt very familiar. You wrapped it up with a nice little bow at the end. I mean, what more can you ask for out of an hour of comedy?
Yeah.
My God, thank you so much. Because I've been trying to work out, like, trying to gel something together.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm like, I would like to do an hour somewhere at some
Yeah.
point. So that makes
It's
me feel
built-
good.
you're
where I'm
building
like,
to- I mean,
I'm like,
it's-
it's going in a good direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it fit. Everything fit, and you kind of wrap it up back at the beginning, at the end, from the beginning, everything. So it felt. All right, well,
Oh my God, thank you.
Yeah.
we'll
Thank you.
we'll be your agents. Thank you. We'll
Please,
get that special
please,
stuff.
let's
I don't
do
know
it.
what we can do.
Yeah, I know,
Hey.
nothing.
You-
Hey, listen.
Agents
whatever.
don't just tell
You
you
want
good
compliments?
things.
We got
Yeah.
you.
That's what I want. So I will take those
You want
compliments.
financial success? We can't do it.
I'll go to all the streamers and I go, listen, they said I'm ready.
Yes, these two guys in Louisiana.
Yeah, all 87 of their congruent viewers
We're up to like 97.
heard them
Yeah.
tell me I'm ready.
We're big on AOL Messenger. So you, I was mentioning earlier, The very first comedy festival I got to do, I was maybe a year in, was Scruffy City in Knoxville.
Yeah.
And that's the first time I saw you, which is 2015.
I think so. Yep.
Yeah, it was like,
yep.
we were talking earlier, like you, Shane Moss, Jackie Cation. I don't remember who else.
I can't remember the fourth person.
Yeah.
But it was a fun.
They weren't that good. No, I'm just saying.
But now we don't want somebody to go back and
All
Google the
All
lineup
right.
and
Sorry
go,
about
"What
that.
about me?" No, it was fun. Yeah, I remember going to that festival. My sister was there with me, and
Yeah.
we were just hanging out.
It was like a weird church-looking venue. It had like some stained glass, and it was.
I felt like I was at a bar, man. I don't know. I did.
There was a bunch of little
something.
satellite bars.
Yeah. But it was a good time though. Yeah.
So where'd you start?
I started in Athens, Georgia.
Oh.
So home of the University of Georgia. So
Okay.
that's where I.
All right.
What year?
Oh God,
All
do
right.
you really want to?
I mean, it's not like we asked how old you are.
Well, then that'll tell. No. You want to know? No, for real. I started in 2002,
All right.
Yeah.
That's so long. And when did you move to New York?
2019. So it took a long time.
But did comedy in Atlanta,
Yeah.
Atlanta area, Athens?
Yeah. So Athens for a little bit. The bulk was in Atlanta. Yeah.
So you got to know at least some of the people we know from Atlanta, like Gilbert Lowen,
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Joe Pettis.
yes.
Yeah, all of them,
Yes. I
'Cause
know all of them.
Was it Athens? Was that like that was a big music scene? Like was that like REM?
Yeah,
and all them?
REM,
Yeah,
B-52s.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it has the 40 Wide is a
It
well-known
was like
music
wow.
venue.
It was the Austin of Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, but
It's a college town, yeah.
Yeah, I'm putting
yeah,
that on a
it's
shirt.
huge- yeah.
And then
It's a
so,
great-
but you had moved to when did you move to New York?
2019.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was.
Okay.
So I went from because I went to school in Athens. Then I went to Atlanta because of a man.
All right.
That's how to get you.
Oh no!
That's
Then
how they
and
get
then that's how they get you. Yeah. And then I went to Then I kind of was around Atlanta, went on the road, all that stuff, and then like, the end of 2018, I was like, you know what? I said, I think I'm finally ready to go to New York, and so that's how I ended up there.
Wow.
But you stayed in Georgia since the start.
Yeah.
Wow,
I was
okay.
there. Yeah, I was there just.
But you were
before-
road dogging it, right?
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
I've been out in the streets.
Yeah,
so,
What was
yes.
it? What was it that kind of launched you to be able to work the road? Was it Last Comic Standing or before that?
It was a little bit before because I had a day job,
Okay.
and then so for years I kind of always would do the So one of my friends, she would go, you just got to do it. You got to go full time. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And she was like, you got to write the letter. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna write the resignation letter, and I would write the letter and keep changing the dates.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, yeah, I'm quitting in 2 weeks, and I'd be like, no,
I
I
gotta get more some
can't.
sticky notes before I leave. Yeah,
Oh
some
my
pens.
God. Yeah. And so I was a corporate trainer, and then my job, one day they were like, hey, we would like for you to leave. And I was like,
Wow.
oh.
They made it easy for you.
No, they made it so easy. And
They were
I,
like, "You're so good at comedy. We want you to leave."
no, right, wait, let me tell you.
That wasn't it, though.
I'm gonna slander them. The name of the, I'm gonna say the name of the. No, I guess I can't say I'm gonna slander them,
Yeah.
which means I could get in trouble. No, I'll say the name. I work for careerbuilder.com.
Okay.
And I remember
okay.
going, okay, but y'all just ruined mine. So
No.
like, I'm like, I thought y'all built careers. So no, it was fine. But no,
Turned it
but you know,
on 'em.
but you know what? When it happened, it was like the right time. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was really, because you know when you think about how things happen in life and how stuff just. I was like, oh, this was the time it was supposed to happen. If I didn't, and that's really, I kind of realized that's how I work too. Like if I'm pushed into making a decision, then
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, the wheels start turning. And so I just went, okay, I got to do this now. Like I have to do it. And it kind of opened the floodgates for everything
Wow.
because within that year, so previous to that, so 2013, I'd actually taped a set for Nick Mom's Night Out.
What?
I don't have
I've never
children.
heard of that.
It was adorable. It was a great show.
I
but-
saw it on your bio, but I'd never heard
let
of
me
it.
tell it was on for a while, but
Okay.
this was the thing. So I got asked to do the show. They held my set for like a year. And then pretty much like 2 or 3 weeks after I quit, it aired. So it looked like I went from like, you quit your job to now you got a TV spot. And so.
Wait, was it Nickelodeon?
Yeah, it was Nickelodeon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like a stand-up set on Nickelodeon?
Yes,
I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah.
Did you? I never heard of that.
No.
Yeah, it was, and it was.
awesome.
Like, you guys into slime? you ever be sliming and then slime? I don't know.
Right. I was like, I don't know. And then, But, when that the catchphrase for it, if you get slimed, you say, I don't know?
Yeah.
When that is?
Yeah. That was the, what was that?
You can't do that
Double
on
Dare.
television.
Yes.
Oh, you can't.
That's old.
That's the original.
But it was the best.
Yeah, it was. That and Double Dare.
Oh my God. Oh, okay.
Never made it to Double Dare. This was my goal in life.
I used to want to be on Double Dare. I just used to want to go through like all the fake food stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, let me get in that pizza.
Go
like,
through that big taco.
Yes. That's what I wanted. That was my dream. I wasn't like, I want to be a doctor. I want to be on Double Dare and dig through pizza.
I want to talk to Mark Summers.
That's what I wanted. But pretty much like, the floodgates kind of open. I went from like that to then, like some Atlanta magazines, like one magazine, they're like, she's the like Critics' Choice, best stand-up in Atlanta. Then like I got featured in another magazine, and so stuff just started happening. Then 2015, it was Last Comic Standing, and then just stuff just started rolling, and I got New Faces, JFL, just all this stuff.
Nice. Who going back to Last Comic? Who won that year? Who was the
Clayton English out of Atlanta?
Oh, so
Season 9.
It was season. That was the last season. Yeah.
Joe List was on.
Yeah. Joe was on
Yeah.
that season. Yeah, and I'm trying to think who else. It was because it was a lot of Atlanta people. Like Miss Pat was on there.
That's right.
Drew Thomas was on there. I think LeVar Walker. All these people out of Atlanta.
Yeah, that Joe List year, because I've heard him talk about it a lot. But
Noah Garden Swartz, like all these people from Atlanta. And I just remember every time like we would meet other comics, they'd be like, wait, you from Atlanta too? How many Atlanta people are doing this?
And how do you not know you're from Atlanta?
Well, no, it was like other comics from other cities. They would just be like, I keep meeting Atlanta. They were like, what are y'all doing in the Atlanta comedy scene? And we're like, we're getting good.
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's hot because isn't Rory from there? Rory Scovel? I thought he was, or he had ties there or something like that.
I think he used to do, because I think Gilbert would have him do a lot of shows there. I can't remember where he's from though. Yeah.
He's not from Kentucky or Tennessee.
Yeah, I don't remember where he's from, but I think because there was this place called Relapse Theater.
Yes,
and so
Well, that's where he did. Rory Scovel try to stand up for the first time.
Oh yeah.
Which is my favorite special of all time, hands down.
I think I remember being. I remember being around Atlanta when all that was happening. Yeah,
nice. Because that was an old church, right?
It was an old church.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's great.
Yeah, it was a great place.
And so you decided to make the move to New York, and that's where you're at now. What part are you in?
I'm in Harlem.
Okay.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah. So
where you work the most?
The Comedy Cellar and New York Comedy Club.
Man, you got it.
Yeah.
So, you did it all.
Yeah.
I've
been working at Gotham, so I've been everywhere.
Man.
I've been everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I've only done the New York Comedy Club, the East Village one.
Oh yeah, it's a fun one.
Yeah, it's really good.
Really fun. Yeah.
When you went into New York, you already had momentum in New York, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Were you already working the cellar?
So like, because I'd actually gotten past there before I officially moved. So that was very.
So that makes you feel great moving there. Then.
Yeah.
I would move there tomorrow if they passed me. Who were your two people that wrecked you, or how'd you get in?
I only have one recommendation.
Oh, all right.
How come this is so funny? Every single person tells us the same thing. You need two.
You do.
Yeah.
But everyone we talked to only had one.
Well,
so
who was your person?
Y'all are not all that special.
Amy Schumer recommended me.
Oh,
never heard of her.
Because you opened for her. For a whole tour.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, she can be the one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. If you're very famous,
You got Schumer
just get
and
one.
Attell. Which one's gonna wreck you? That's it. You know.
Yeah. So it was great. It was really I was so grateful that she recommended me, and then I went and did the audition, and I was like, oh my God, like
you did it. Yeah. Was it original Cellar or Village or
the original? Yeah.
Motherland.
And, yeah.
And you still remember your set? You remember?
I only remember. I feel like I remember one joke, and it was something about me being tall, and but I cannot remember what else I said. And I remember somebody asked me like, well, because they were auditioning, they were like, what did you audition with? I was like, I don't know. I'm like, whatever was the best 5 I was doing at the time, I guess.
Do you remember feeling like you nailed it?
I remember being like, I think that was good, and I won't embarrass Amy. So when I remember I went outside afterwards, and I remember I ran into another comedian I knew, and he was like, well, what are you doing here? And I was like, oh, I said, I just I auditioned, and he was like, well, how'd it go? And I was like, I got in, and he's like, well, go outside and take a picture. And I was like, I don't want to take a picture, but I took the picture. To this day, I've never posted it.
Oh man,
never posted a picture because I was like, what if people are like, how'd you end up? And so I was being so been out of shape about it. But
I would have posters that I carry on my back, like those signs, like the end of the world's coming. Like I got passed. Sorry.
Yeah, but it's probably one. Yeah, and the cool thing about being there is that when people know that you work there, like that's how I've gotten invited to go to other shows. Like, why don't you come do this? Why don't you? And I'm like, like this is so great.
It's the best club credit you could possibly have, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing better than that.
It's a magical place.
It's really just the best.
He calls it Mecca all the time.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And look, every time I go, like I know on a Monday or Tuesday, I get the late show. That way I can go watch that because I know I'm gonna see a Theo. Or some other people, and and it's just an amazing place, and it changed my idea because like here, this room, we can do 300, and I'm always shooting for the moon. But over there, I don't know what the cellar holds, maybe 125 or something like that. It's so packed in. I'm like that changes my idea of what comedy. A comedy room should be, but that's a unique place.
It's
and everything.
It's really, I mean, just and I always tell people like, when I was in Atlanta, like the place that I was like, my home club in Atlanta is the Punchline. And then like when I was on the road, I'm like, I don't really have like a home. But once I started doing the Cellar, I was like, this is that same feeling that I had in Atlanta, where I'm like, if I walk in, I'm gonna see somebody I know, and it always feels like, that's my friend, and I'm catching up with people, and it's just the best. Yeah, it's the best.
All right, side note, favorite pizza in New York?
My favorite pizza, let me see.
We've never asked anyone this, but I think I'm hungry.
What have I like? I eat it when I do eat pizza. I'll eat at Ben's, which is right on the corner by the Cellar. Yeah. And I also like Joe's.
Yeah, I've been to the one by the Stand, not too far from the Stand.
I've been. Yeah. Okay. So those are when I go eat, but I've also just walked into places and
I bought pizza from a rat.
I mean, yes, because they have
a rat with a chef hat.
He's like Mamma Mia. I'm like,
the rats. Oh God. I've been seeing day rats lately.
Did not mind the rats or the mice over there.
No, I've been seeing day rats.
Oh, okay. They're just like smoking.
They're out during the day.
It's like little David Tells,
The rats are just. I'm like, why are you here in the day? You're not supposed to be here.
They're not even scared.
They're not scared. No.
Are you a Subway person? You like the Subway?
I don't like it. No, but I take it. I mean, it is convenient.
What you have like one train from where you're at to the, where you need to go?
I can take the A, B, C, or the D from
right.
where I am. So that's what I can take, and it's from where I am. It's about 30 minutes to get to most places that I need to go. So but very convenient. Yeah.
You still doing bar shows? Do you do those?
Yeah, I do anything.
Okay.
Because I always feel like, because you do need places where you can go and play.
Yeah.
You need places where you can go and go, oh, I got this thing, and maybe you don't want to work that out at the Cellar and New York.
Also, sometimes that could be challenging, and that is good.
Yeah.
Facing adversity is good.
Yeah. No.
It's easy to rest on your laurels in your home club.
Oh, yeah.
And get a little too comfortable. And then you go do a bad road gig and you're like, I'm really not prepared for everything.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So it's always good to, and it's certain stuff where because I'll tell people sometimes, I'm like, I'm not above doing certain things. I mean, there's stuff sometimes I will say no to, but like if somebody was like a good, fun bar show, I'm like, why not?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's go do it. Yeah.
All the don't tells that are popping up. Everybody doing all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, those are fun.
I got to do one at Asylum. I got to do one in June over there.
An asylum?
No, Asylum.
in New York?
Yeah, Manhattan. Yeah. So I got to do like my first night in was like, boom. All right, start with Don't Tell.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
end with something in Brooklyn. It was like, all right, well, we've seen the highs and lows.
Yeah,
and,
it's a good. Yeah, it's a huge. I mean, Brooklyn has its own scene.
Yeah,
so,
it's great. Yeah. And we did Astoria all the way to Williamsburg, and everywhere. So, let's go back to when you started. What made you start? Who were the comedians that made you start, and why?
Okay.
Who are you, and why did you come here? No.
Who am I?
Who are you?
Well, this
Read
is
the wiki.
so. What had happened was So you know what? I always was fascinated with it. So even as a kid, like I can remember one of my cousins. We would call each other after school, and we would go, because whatever Comedy Central was at the time, I forget whatever it was called, but like. We would go, did you see this guy or did you see this one? And one of the first people that I remember that we quoted each other's jokes, it was George Wallace. Like we were like, wow. This guy said this thing, and we were like, and it's like, that's George Wallace. Which, can I tell you a very fun story?
Yeah, please.
So I got to meet him, and then I was at the Comedy Cellar in Vegas, and he was out there, and so, okay, let me put a pin there. So one night I took an Uber. And
you don't have to brag.
Well, listen, it wasn't an XL. Right. No, it was a regular ass Uber. But I'm in the Uber, and the driver was like, so what are you doing here? And I said I did comedy. And then this man goes, "You're a comedian?" And he stopped the car and pulled over to the side of the road. And my heart was beating so fast, and I was just like, he about to kill me on the strip.
I've always wanted to murder a comedian.
Yes. And I was scared.
Not so funny.
Yes. And I was sitting there, and I was like, oh God. And he was like, no, I love comedy. I do comedy. And I was like, oh my God. And I'm like, dude, I'm
that guy was George Wallace.
He's just a crazy person. What a twist.
He turned that Kango backwards, and now he's, look at him.
So let me tell you what, so I'm scared, my heart's beating fast, and I'm like, oh my God. And then the guy was like, well, where are you playing? So I was like, oh God, like I'm at the Comedy Cellar. So the man, he's like, well, he gave me his card, and I was, again, just like, oh my God. So a few days later, one of the servers comes to me, and she was like, Mia, there's a man here for you. And then I was like, what man? She was like, I don't know. It's just a man. And I was like, no, you got to be more specific about who this man is. And she's like, it's a man. And I was like, girl. And I'm like, this man came and found me, and I'm about to get killed at the cellar. And then the door opened. It was George Wallace. I was like, girl, like, oh my God. I was like, you gotta tell me. I'm like, oh my God. I mean, I was just like, girl. And I said, you do not understand. I said, I thought the Uber killer had come to get me, and then George Wallace was dropping in to do a spot. He was, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited to see you. I'm like, you're not gonna murder me. This is exciting. But I'm like, girl, how could you? Yeah. So no, but it was such a But I actually met him with, I think, because Amy's tour at the time, we were in Vegas, and we were all there at the same time. So that's how I got to meet him. And then I was doing my own, week at the Cellar the following week. But not my own week, but the week at the Cellar. Yeah. So
nice.
So that was but that's who I watched very early, and like I said, watching him, and then like just I remember seeing Wendy Liebman, and I got to work with her later, and let me tell you,
so good.
When I worked with her, I was so excited, and I remember going, oh my God, I used to watch you, and there was this one joke that you used, and when I said the joke to her, she goes, oh my God, I haven't done that joke in years. She's like, I'm going to do the joke tonight for you, and I was like, yeah. So she just,
she was like a female Mitch Hedberg.
Just one-liner, yeah.
I like to and she was a big influence on me way before I even thought of doing stand-up, because she was so good. But I will do jokes now where you say something, and then like under your breath you add like a little tag real quick.
Yeah.
And I have a specific joke where I do like 3 of them in a row, and all I do is I call it Wendy Liebman. That's it.
I love an aside. I love a And speaking, I have a fun Mitch Hedberg story too.
All right.
So he was one of the first people that I watched when I was really like, I want to start doing stand-up. So I'm watching Comedy Central. He came to Athens, and he performed at the 40 Watt, which is a music venue.
Yeah.
So I had just started, and then I I remember like his wife opened, and I forgot who else was on the show. But I'm there with some of my friends who knew I had just started. And after the show, I was like, I got to get one of his CDs. I have to get it. And so my friend who actually encouraged me to do stand-up, who was one of my coworkers, her name is Emily. And Emily went to his wife, and she's like, oh, my gosh. She was like, Mia just started doing stand-up. And then she goes, oh, my gosh. She said, well, do you want to meet Mitch? And I'm like, are you serious? And she was like, yeah, come to the back. She was like, come meet Mitch. And I'm like, oh my God, I get to meet Mitch Hedberg. So I walk into the green room, and he's sitting there like his hair's like, kind of over his eyes and all this stuff. And then I was like, hi. I was like, I'm Mia Jackson. I just started doing stand-up. And I was like, I think I was the only black person at your show tonight. And then he goes, no, you were the second. And then
The first was George Wallace. No.
and he signed my CD to Mia, the second black person at my show
that's
tonight.
amazing.
And I still have that CD to this
amazing.
day. Yeah, it was so great. Yeah.
I got to see him twice.
Yeah. I mean,
Just,
phenomenal.
yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a beast.
Yeah. But yeah, so I
yeah.
I watched Chris Rock, always one of my favorites. And so it was just all these different people, like I said, I would just sit there and watch just everything comedy related, but even as a kid, just watching stand up and repeating, stuff that I saw. And I can even remember being like in high school when Def Comedy Jam was huge, and we would be on the marching band bus repeating the jokes. And I remember one of my friends said to me, she was like, well, how come when you do it, people laugh, and when I do it, they don't? And I was like, because I have comedic timing. That's why. And I'm like, why am I such an arrogant child saying this?
Side note, marching band, what were you? What was your instrument?
I played the flute. I was the gigantic flautist.
All right. I was a trumpeter, so
Yes, I was a band girl, and but yeah, so watched all that stuff, and then I remember like when I started getting interested, I'd happen to see some interview, and like in the interview, Chris Rock was like, oh, if you want to be a comedian, you have to write all the time. And I was like, oh, like people have to write all the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay,
it's amazing what we think comedy is before we find out.
No, we talk about it, and there's still like we get new people sometimes. They're like, oh, you just go up each night and you just riff, and I'm like,
no, please. As a matter of fact, do not.
Don't do that. Yeah, and it's like. Yeah, when you first start, you don't need to be riffing.
Yeah,
just
please don't. Yeah.
Have something prepared. Yeah,
So, who in New York are your favorites right now? Who are the people that are just killing it?
Who do I love
Maybe
in
underrated.
New York? Oh,
Somebody who's not
gosh.
getting the attention you think
I got
they deserve.
one I think you're gonna say because
Who?
I'm
Let
not
me
gonna
see.
say it.
I don't know. It's so many. Listen. There's so
her name comes up a lot on our podcast.
who is, and it's. Let me see. Let me
I
think.
know who you're talking about.
Now, give me some clues.
MW.
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 Maddie Weiner.
Oh yeah, that is great. Yeah.
So her name is like everyone who comes here. They're just like, she is phenomenal.
And just a treat off stage. Oh
But
my God.
so who are your favorites?
I mean, but I feel like. I don't know if these people.
We're
aren't
tagging them all, by the way.
These people aren't
Everyone you don't say, we're tagging.
These people aren't underrated, but like the people I love to watch Yamanika. Like I love to watch.
She came here, right? Am I?
No.
Like she's
we haven't had her yet.
She's just so fun to watch, and just like she can take like a current event and just kill, and it's just amazing.
Dude, I saw her at Skankfest do on the spot Jeremiah Watkins complete improv show, and she just had audience members yelling shit at her, and she was riffing the whole time. Dude, it was amazing.
It's so I've seen her just wreck rooms.
Powerful.
Aaron Jackson is another person. Like I love Aaron. Aaron is so fun, and we always laugh because I'm Mia Jackson and she's Aaron Jackson. I am a foot taller than Aaron, and for years people have gotten us so confused. And we like one time I did Laughing Skull Festival, and this one comic, he kept going. He was like, "Oh, it's so nice to see you. It's so nice to work with you." He's like, "You featured for me at the Toledo Funny Bone," and I was like, "No," I said, "I've never been to Toledo," and he was like, "No." He's like, "You featured." I was like, "No, I didn't," and I was like, "No, I know you mean Aaron," and he was like, "No, I mean you." And so, the rest of the night we kept running into each other, and he would go, Toledo. And I was like, dude, I'm telling you, like, it's not me. So eventually, end of the night, he goes, oh, God. He goes, I am so sorry. He's like, you probably think I'm the worst person. He goes, you've been telling me all night that wasn't you. He goes, I thought you were just fucking with me and just like playing these games. And I was like, no. And then he went, you are not Aaron. I was like, that's what I've been telling you the whole night.
Mia.
Yes. And she's had people go, oh, man, I loved when I worked with you in Atlanta. And she's like, you mean Mia? And they're like, no. Man. So we have it happen to us all the time. But she's so funny and just, I mean, such a great writer. Let me think. Even though he one of my favorite people to always watch, even though he's huge. Mateo Lane is just
what an ugly.
So pictures of that
he's
guy
the most beautiful
on
man.
the beach with Caitlin the other day. I was like, come on, y'all. Can y'all put some clothes on, please?
So I have this. Caitlin Palufo was our first guest. I have a major crush on her. She's a beast. Okay,
Caitlin is the best. Yeah,
now she has a 6-pack.
Now she's ripped. And so the other day I was like, so I told my wife, I was like, I'm gonna show you who Caitlin is, but don't look at Caitlin. You need to look to the left of her. And she's like, what the hell? And I was like, that's not a real human. Mateo's not a real human.
He's so. I mean, he can do everything. He can sing. I mean, he
like opera and shit.
Yeah, I like.
People go when they see him and me, they're like, "Hey, you're Mateo," and I'm like, "No, I'm JP." Right, you don't have to laugh that hard.
He's so he off stage. Like we even when we talk off stage, like I will cry because he's so funny. Like he's just the best. And I'm trying to think who else do I? There's so many people.
So many talented, and then it's just getting more and more.
It's so many people that
Such a great time for comedy too, because people can find new avenues by which they can pop to.
Yeah.
Which is good and bad, I think.
It's some great comics there, and I'm trying to think of, because I'm also thinking like, well, these are people that I talk to offline as well, exactly, you know. Yeah. But God, who else is? I mean, it's so. Why am I blanking right now? But it's just, and when you're around people that are that good, you know, you're just like, I want to be this good, you know, and so it's just a great place to be.
All right. So what's coming up next for you before we wrap up?
Oh, what's coming up next? You know what? I mean, I am trying to work out an hour for whatever, you know, who knows? Down. You know, because I need challenges for myself, because I am the kind of person where if I don't have deadlines and things like that, I'll just kind of be floating in the wind.
You are corporate oriented.
I have to have have you ever heard of the SMART goals, like specific, measurable, all that stuff? Like sometimes I have to write that down to go, you need to do this thing by this date, and this is how you're going to do it. So I'm just trying to do. I'm just trying to be out and just, you know, like if anybody would like to book me, I'm here. Okay, I do have representation, but I will take direct messages as well.
True.
No.
JP knows.
No, that's great. No, I mean, we've been talking for months, and it was like, a lot, probably longer than that. And then we're trying to get everything lined up, and it wasn't. But like this time, so you did Baton Rouge last night, here tonight.
What you do in Baton Rouge, Manship?
Yeah, and it was
awesome.
fun.
So I had Maggie and Mike Honore open because I had a show here, and then tomorrow night doing Jacob's Room in Library Riot, Lake Charles.
Library Riot, great. That's the run. That's the one we like to put together.
Okay, no, it's a great run.
The 3 nights.
Yeah, it's just an unknown, and it just recently started being kind of making that run, because the guy over there, you know, he's you know, leaning to us for bringing him stuff, and it's like, so we put a few people like, you know, we did a run with Jeff Dye there, Karen Feehan, a few others. We got Dan St. Germain in October. It's doing the same thing. Baton Rouge, Lafayette, Lake Charles. So it's
cool.
And then you can go to Houston to fly out of, or you drive back.
I'm driving back. I thought about, but I needed a direct flight to
exactly.
DC. So that's the only reason I'm going back to New Orleans. So but thank you guys so much for just getting me out here. The show was so fun. Like it really was. At one point I was like, Am I hilarious? I was like, am I doing great?
It was. There were no lows.
Look,
they were
we
fun.
had a good, diverse audience.
It was,
old white people, young white people, old black people, young black people.
Yeah.
Sprinkles in the middle,
Just
whatever.
all-
It was really good.
It was
It
good.
was such a good show, and like I'll be honest, like everyone had a good time, and I sit there because I always scope it out, but I was like, this is great. Yeah, this is the best thing in the world.
It was very fun, and I always like when I see like people that are in my mama's age range, it'll be like, you did so good.
Yeah.
It's just like, you just did good. And I'm like, all right, this means this
I
is
see
a
them.
set.
I'm like, I should not say penis. I'm like, tallywhacker. No, that's even worse. No.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate this.
Thank
wanna plug
you.
anything?
Thank you. You know what? Just go to my website, miajackson.com. Oh, you know, I did something fun recently that people should go watch. I did a Nate Land Presents set.
yeah.
So
Oh,
yeah, that was
that-
really
yeah.
so that's on
Heck
on the
yeah.
YouTubes.
Yeah,
So
shout out, Nate.
that was really fun.
Love
It was
Pagazzi.
really
Yeah.
fun. So
All that.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Mia Jackson, go watch her.
Thanks.
Kicking ass hour.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm out
Her
here.
hour be kicking. It's kicking. All right. Thank you. We're gonna end that. All right.
Thank you so much, Mia.
Thank you.
And we are back. That was Mia
Jackson. Wasn't she great?
She was so good. That show was so freaking good. She's a gem to hang out with. She's awesome.
She was special ready, if I recall.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
it was a long time ago we watched that, but wasn't that a thing? Like
That-
at the end of it, we were like, man.
That was it. That was because we told her like other than her, Elias was the only one we were.
Incredible
upset
show.
to, so,
What a treat, delight. Can't wait to listen to that interview again. I haven't
Yeah.
heard it yet, so
All right.
yeah, I'm sure we were funny and charming and skinny.
Well,
Call
2
in.
out of 3 ain't bad.
Call in.
It is time. We haven't heard the bird in a while.
Hackwatch.
Graphic Hack Watch. Not changing the Hack Watch graphic. All right,
too corny.
Tyler. Who's got your goat this week? Who is this episode? Who's making you mad?
All right, nobody's making me mad, but this is a hack watch, a topic, a way by which a comedian can be hacky that we can all fall prey to,
Like a Saki.
and do not recognize when this is happening sometimes soon enough. And what it is you've outgrown a joke, or the joke is paling in comparison to newer stuff that you've written. And when you're doing a longer set now, that's noticeable because of how much better the newer stuff is than the older stuff. Which is why it's so important to go back and tighten the screws and find new jokes, because sometimes things like we don't even realize that we don't believe they're funny anymore, and we're not delivering it the way that it deserves to be delivered every time, you know. And this is something that happens to me, and it's like, oh, I've been using this line too long without it working. You know,
I have a bad habit, and this is a fault on me that I need to work on as part of me doing my homework. But I have so many bits that I shelve, and I have bits that are so good except for one part, and I just put them away. Put them in the cabinet, and I don't do them for
instead
years.
of just what I found. This is the craziest thing. What I found recently that I need to do more of is the parts that don't work. Sometimes you don't need to make them better. You just need to get rid of them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all of a sudden I'll take like a minute long joke, turn it into 30 seconds, and it's way better.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? I can always revisit this when it's time to write the joke again. But now I've got a good joke that's usable. It's just not as big as I thought it was going to be.
I think of 2 bits that I was like, oh, I need to bring those back and really tweak them. One was that night we had Canaan, my whole Flesh Daddy bit,
Yeah, that was
which I
great.
never finished the rest of. But it feels like it needs the other part. And there was another one about the porn shrimp joke. And I remember Shane Torres saying like, that's so good. And I
Yeah.
just never could
That's a
find
good
what I
one, too.
wanted out. And I just they're in the back burner, you know. So
Yeah, for me, it was I was doing my Beavers joke recently. Follow me on YouTube. Go find it. The Truth About Beavers. Was doing my
It's a
Beavers
documentary.
joke, and it's, there's a couple other newer examples of this, the jokes I'm doing at open mics, but the Beavers joke had this one line. I wasn't bringing it to the showcase. I wasn't doing it at Club 337 because there was one line. What I thought was the important punchline, I couldn't get it to work. And all I did was literally get rid of the line.
yeah.
I even say the setup, which gets a laugh, and I just don't say that line anymore. And the joke is done for now, you know, it's good.
Yeah.
So it's incredible how little thought process actually needs to go into making a joke better, but we don't realize it. We can't see the forest for the trees sometimes.
Yeah, or the forest for the beaver.
Or the beaver for
the beaver for the
beaver for the trees.
cold cuts. I don't know. Oh boy.
Can't see the dam for the beaver. That's it.
Can't see the damn beaver.
And we want to see that beaver.
We saw it Saturday night at Michael's Men's Club, Highway 90, Bruce.
Shout out
Louisiana.
between two poles. What a great life.
Anyway, yeah.
All right, Hack Watch JP's turn.
Oh man, so beavers. No, man, I just man, I got so much, but I think I've kind of covered this before, but I hate people who take fake pictures on stage.
like ones that are not actually like they go on stage before the show.
Like it's glamour shots. Well, I'm gonna say this because there was a festival that released a bunch of pictures, like the lineup of people, and it's not even headshots. And there's a lot of people like, hurry, I got a microphone, take a picture. And you could tell they're like at a 7-Eleven and stuff like that. Or there's just if you're gonna represent yourself, look what everyone else is doing. Like, just the headshots, but also the fake pictures on stage, the pose and look, and also you're like, like no one does that. No one holds it like that. You're not looking at the camera the whole time, like posing. Like get rid of that. You either do a headshot. Or you might as well hold a rubber chicken, like,
I mean, I guess if that's your thing, right? It's
rubber
just
chickens.
Like,
I love them. Oh.
It's like, this is one of those things where, yes, I agree it's hacky, but also it's like, let those people weed themselves out.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
When they're doing the wrong thing, fine, let them. That means there's more producers looking at them going, boo, and they're looking at us going, look at these nice headshots, right? But no, I agree.
Just get it straight. Everyone's got a good cell phone. We did talk about this before.
It's the fake microphone. It's the like, look at me performing, and it's like, no, you're not.
Yeah, I can see a dude mopping behind you.
Yeah.
Also, just get someone with a good iPhone or a Samsung, whatever y'all got, and just take a good headshot. Go to the movies. They have those little photo booths. Take one over there. Those look great. Just something cool.
And if honestly, there are photography groupies all over the place in comedy.
You could find a creepy dude on Craigslist to come to your house tonight to take it.
If you're in Lafayette, I can probably get you free headshots if you talk to me.
Yes.
Like, almost definitely.
And if you're not in Lafayette, don't come.
Don't come?
Here. Ever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. If you're one of these people, don't
We're trying
come.
to be isolationists here in Lafayette now that it's 2024.
God.
Trending in the right direction as a podcast. We want to build a wall between us and other podcasts. Hey, I have a game. On the count of three, let's say who we voted for. 1.
We're down here with Jeff Dye.
Oh, that's funny. Hack Watch, man.
Yeah. I'm sad now. All right. Let's go to Rex. Let's step it up. All right. Me? You
first.
All right.
First.
The only reason I'm doing this one first is because me and Tyler had the same one, and we were going to argue over it. But we're gonna co-join on this one. But this one is fitting because we have this next comedian coming back in March, I think, for his 3rd time, and that is Rich Voss. Rich Voss has a brand new special called Anonymous. It is filmed at a overcoming addiction conference or something like that. It's not just alcoholics, it's a substance, forgive me if I'm using the wrong terms, but it's people who have either drug or alcohol substance addictions, and it's filmed at this conference, and he's in there, and you got the coffee set up behind him with the donuts, and he just true Rich Voss fashion, he just sits in a dark room with a spotlight on him and does his set. And it's good because I knew almost all those jokes from the years.
You've been seeing him work for the last few years.
I just saw him a couple months ago, so it was good to see that. But it's real. I don't think anyone's ever done
He's
one
hilarious.
at Anonymous.
I need to
meeting.
watch this because
Really good. It's on Amazon Prime, and it's called Rich Voss Anonymous. Just came out like maybe 2 weeks ago, and he'll be back here at the end of March.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna do
Richard Voss.
We're doing Baton Rouge on a Thursday, New Orleans on the Friday, and Lafayette on a Saturday.
What a
maybe
guy.
More, so.
Too bad that festival burned down.
Yeah.
That we were
He
going to do
ruined your
together.
dreams.
I already told that story on the podcast. I don't need to tell it again. All right. My rec this week is what honestly might go down as my favorite special of the year. And I haven't seen all the specials I wanted to see yet. I still have some I need to knock out. But, man, Ryan Long delivered.
I was just going to say, it's in my top 5 of this year.
Definitely. Without a doubt. It might be my favorite. I mean, came out the gates swinging. It might be my favorite, like, 15, 20 minutes of a special in years. Like, the first 15 or 20 is... I mean, it's so good. And the whole special is great, but he is incredible. He's very fast. It's very jokey. I think I've even given Ryan Long as a recommendation on the podcast before, but it was like just in general.
I think,
his old special and his videos are very funny. But I mean, this is what I expect out of the comedians.
I think a year ago, I went to New York in November, and I did a show at New York Comedy Club. I remember telling you, like, he was on that show, and I was just like, dude, he's such a beast,
he was
man.
incredible. And this special is incredible. So many funny things, so many little jokes that I was like, man, I wish I wrote that. Why didn't I think of that? Like all kinds of just smart takes on things, and it's edgy and all the right ways.
It's playful too.
Yeah, it's
playful.
very playful.
If you get upset, here's the thing. I don't know if you noticed this, and I really want to talk to him about it and see if this was purpose. But you can hear on the right channel these ladies talking. And you got to listen to it because I listened to it with headphones on. But you listen to it, and you can hear them distinctively talking. And one time she goes, "Don't laugh at that." And you can hear them, and like they were kind of getting upset, and then they're laughing more. It's really good. You got to go back and listen for it. And I'm like, I have to, I would want to ask the guy who directed this, produced it, and everything, and be like, did you intentionally leave that in there, or did you not hear it? Because I hear stuff in my car versus headphones or whatever. But I really, and every time I watch it twice, and every time I have to zone in on that. It's almost like I'm next to them in the audience, like trying to tell them to shut up. But yeah. Ryan Long,
problem solved. So funny.
Really good.
Incredible. Go subscribe to his YouTube. He's almost at 1 million subs, I'm sure.
Yeah. I think the special's over 500,000 already.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, that'll hit 1 million views, pretty sure.
Almost as many views as this episode.
We need to get him in Lafayette.
I've tried, I need to route a weekend.
Ryan Long, I know you're watching. What's up, dude?
What you got? All right. No.
What you got, Ryan? you got dates? Speaking of dates.
You ready for some dates? I had dates the other night at Pamplona's. Really good.
Gross.
All right. Here we go. I will kick this off. So this is coming out. This is probably going to come out this weekend. I'll probably get everything edited, so we'll miss all that. But here we go. November 21st, I'm doing a 3-night run, really 4-night run with Anthony DeVito. So we got Anthony DeVito, who is phenomenal. I first saw him. He hosted the Comedy Central half hours in New Orleans.
The little guy from It's Always Sunny.
Close. This is his son, I think.
Okay.
No, that's Daniel DeVito.
Oh,
this is Tony DeVito, Anthony DeVito. So November 21st, we're doing the Mothership Theater in Baton Rouge. 22nd, we're in New Orleans at I just lost the name of it.
The Howlin' Wolf.
No.
Sports Drink.
No. It's a clothing store, Dirty South. We're doing a show at Dirty South.
I was not going to get there.
We're doing a show there. And then Saturday on the 23rd, we're here. And then on the 24th, me and him go to Austin. I was going to Austin to see our old buddy Kyle Kinane because he's hit a line in the Mothership. This turned into a stacked weekend. So I got Anthony a show at the Velve. And they're like, cool. So I was like, I'm going to go do that show at the Velve and then jump over to Kinane. But at 5 o'clock, our old friend Mark E. Norman is doing 5 o'clock show on Sunday at the Mothership. So I'll be there for that. And then Canane's at 8, and do that. I'm doing a 6 o'clock at the Creek, so I'm actually, I have to leave and go do a spot at the Creek. Tuesday night.
This is a humble brag over here.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's
first world problems for bookers.
I'm more excited that I get to eat at my restaurant 3 days in a row.
ATX Cochina, shout out.
Shout out.
Me and Ken Edwards will be going there this week.
Buddy. Monday, I got something, I don't remember what. Tuesday, I am back at the Creek for Little Titties Tuesday.
It's called Litty Titty Tuesday, by the way.
I thought it was called Littles.
No, it's Litty Titty.
Litty Titty?
I've seen you say Little Titties multiple times, and I just laugh to myself.
I see what I want. The heart knows what it wants, friend.
Litty Titty Tuesday.
Okay, well, I'm doing that show. I have it as LTT.
That's correct, still.
Yeah, all right.
That is correct.
And then Wednesday, I come back, go home, drop my clothes off, change my clothes, and then I drive to New Orleans to do 2 shows with Mark Norman at Sports Drink in New Orleans, a Wednesday night, Thanksgiving Eve. And then, let's see, then Friday I'm going to see Theo Vaughn at the Cajun Dome.
The old Cajun Dome.
The old Cajun Dome. Our old haunts.
The old stomping grounds.
Maybe going back to New Orleans that Saturday for old Mark Norman.
Still haven't heard back from Theo, you know?
Yeah, he's busy.
You want to, never mind.
I'll text him. And then December 6th, me and you are in New Orleans at Sports Drink.
Wow.
Again, back to Sports Drink. Finally, we got it.
I'm excited. I can't wait. I've been wanting to go there forever. So
dude, killer. Shout out Andrew over there.
Yeah, man.
Killer
I can't
place.
wait. Can't wait to check it out.
December 7th, we're back at Gator Cove for Gator Fight. Here we go. December 13th, Stone versus Drunk versus Sober and Lake Charles. And then December 14th, me and Drew Gotro. I'm bringing old Drew. I'm headlining in Shreveport for that room over there.
East Bank Theater.
That's it.
Yeah, get you. That's a great show.
Yeah,
I sold that place out.
Nice. I'm super excited.
Yeah.
December 19th, old friend Tim Smith, former Louisiana comedian, then Chicago, then New York. He'll be here. December 20th, Stone versus Drunk versus Sober here at Club 337. I think we need to have a Christmas party that night. Maybe after all the comics or something.
Oh, that's a good idea.
December 20th.
Lafayette Comedy Christmas Party.
Why not?
Exclusive. You hear it here first.
Bring your own beer.
Then December, they have a bar here.
Oh, yeah, well, all right. December 21st, I am back in New Orleans at Sports Drink doing 2 shows with Tom Segura, who is one of my favorites, past Lafayette comedy guests. And then December 27th, Sean Patton will be here, Club 337. And then December 28th, which is a Saturday, bringing him to Rally Cap to do a show over there. Other than that...
I am on both of those shows, by the way.
Okay, I'll allow it.
It's in my dates.
Other than that,
it's on my website.
January 3rd, we've got 51st Jokes over here. That's where comedians do their first jokes they've written of the year.
I'm ready. I got a joke. I'm not writing anything new.
January 4th, we're bringing Andy Huggins, the incredible, historic. You know, he started with Bill Hicks and everyone. January 10th, we got the official Roast Battle League here. March 29th, Rich Voss.
Dude, you're going into March of 25.
Dude, I'm just hitting all but we just announced 2 shows.
Hopefully we put out an episode before March.
In April, we're bringing David Jolly. You know him from Kill Tony and the Mothership.
Oh, wow.
And then it went on sale already, and we're already almost sold out of the first show. But May 29th, Cam Patterson, 2 shows, 7 and 9:30.
I can't believe tickets sold for that so fast.
Dude,
incredible.
it is burning.
Everybody wants to see them rocks, baby.
That's it. All right, that's what I got.
Crazy. Well,
wait. And should we say we're also in January? We're bringing Stone versus Drunk versus Sober. Me and Tyler, we're going all the way to Dallas Comedy House or House of Comedy. What is it?
Dallas Comedy Club?
Dallas Comedy Club. Yeah,
DCC.
I knew it was easy. They're going to DCC. We're doing that, and then we're doing a run. We're doing Tyler, Texas on that Friday.
Yep. Rose City Comedy.
Waiting for Saturday. Yeah. Someone, I'll
We're
text
gonna figure
them again.
that out.
And then, all right, that's all I got.
All right.
And you can follow me at the JP Leonard on all social media, thejpleonard.com, fleshdaddy.org, fleshdaddy.com, and Lafayette Comedy on all social media, LafayetteComedy.com. All right.
Wow. If you're still listening to this for some reason and you're interested in my dates, this will not be out this weekend, right? Or before this weekend. So I will be on Ghost Roast in Lake Charles on November 23rd.
Who are you?
I will be bringing back the Macho Man Randy Savage.
They didn't make
I'll be
retire
going,
that?
I'll be going head to head with Dusty Rhodes, yeah.
Oh, who's Dusty Rhodes?
Son of a plumber, Mike Honoré, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Dusty Rhodes.
Doing white face. All right.
Doing white face. Yeah. You got it. Yeah, so that'll be great. December 6th, Sports Drink. I'll just shout that out again. Super excited about it. Stone Drunk Sober in Lake Charles on December 13th. I will be team sober because I'm sober.
I'll be team host.
Good Christian child. And those are my dates. Those
We're
are
going
all
to
the
casino
ones
after
that matter.
By the way.
All right.
We're going to eat some orange chicken again.
I just learned something. I'll be at the casino December 13th.
He'll be eating. Tyler eating.
I could eat.
Dude, we have a good time. I won like $150 last time.
Yeah.
And
hell
orange
yeah.
chicken. So, check
Oh,
out.
yeah. TheTylerA.com. Everywhere. I am all over. You buy all my tickets there.
And find him on YouTube. Subscribe to
Yes,
that
please.
too. Get them followers up.
Yeah, I'm over 500, man. I'm excited about that.
2025, I'm about to start 2025. I am posting clips. I am going into it. I am posting.
What are you trying to lose followers?
I didn't say my clips, just clips.
You want mine?
Just no. I'm using all the people from Hack Watch. I'm taking all their clips. We're having a live Hack Watch. That's what we're gonna do. So
Good stuff.
All
Whoa,
right.
yo, we should. It'd be like, this guy's a hack.
Brock White Lines wants to do an Apollo theater style show where you get up there and if the crowd doesn't like you, they boo you and you get
yeah.
off. But
That'd
I'm
be
like,
pretty fun.
that's just every mic. Speaking of mics, every Sunday, Comedy Industrial Complex.
Yeah, hosted by Brock White Lines, Charles Thomas Vadrine, and Raven.
Raven, that's on Sundays at the Green Room. And then yours.
Every Tuesday at Cité des Arts, hosted by moi and John Merrifield.
And didn't bring ours back, so
Why?
you're welcome.
Are you guys still here?
Yeah.
Why?
My wife doesn't even watch this.
All right, that's it.
We're dying down here.
Later, guys.